Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 4th of December 2024. So US indices finished mixed with stocks and bonds choppy on South Korea's martial law declaration and eventual backtrack. So another country that's got problems. Stocks and bonds chop to South Korea martial law updates ahead of Fed Chair Powell, which is going to be out tomorrow, isn't it? Sorry, no, it's today. It's Wednesday. I'll tell you what, let's have a look. Yeah, it's today, 6:45. I don't know what the martial law in Korea has got anything to do with Fed Chair, but there you go. That's the headlines. This morning we've got Bailey speaking, ADP, the precursor to the non-farm payrolls. That's out at 1:15 and 1:30 ECB. Lagarde is going to be speaking as well, and then the final PMIs, ISM PMI and crude oil inventory. So a bit more news today, but at the end of the day it's all being discounted and the markets continue to make all-time highs with the German DAX yesterday. The S&P overnight is still charging to the upside, and even the FTSE is now heading for a new all-time high despite Reeves' budget. So there you go. Nothing can stop it at the moment. It's insanity on steroids, but there you go. It is what it is. Right, let's have a look at the markets and kick off with the Dow. So the Dow was lower yesterday, a couple of days of red, but you can see it's starting to move higher. Don't have to worry about that. We'll soon be back to the all-time highs by Friday. Even today with the ADP numbers, as I say, they're a precursor to the non-farm payrolls out on Friday, so don't be surprised to see the Dow make a new all-time high. If not today, certainly by Friday, particularly with this, if we just go to it. And I mentioned this in the alert before, if we just go to Friday, you only have to look at what's forecast. I mean, the previous jobless numbers were, created jobs were 12,000 and now they're 218,000. So it's inflationary, but it's, far greater than what we saw last month, which was a political stunt by the Biden administration. I've never seen it that low, to be honest with you, in 30 odd years of trading. So it had to be some sort of political meddling, interfering to get people to vote for the Democrats to say, look, we've got the jobless numbers under control, the inflation's under control. Not jobless, job creation numbers. Because obviously at the moment, the thing here, in a situation with low rates, if you've got 218,000, that's a great number because you're creating jobs, you're expanding the economy. But 218,000 when Trump's administration is already inflationary and there's still inflation in the system, it's not good. But it'll be interpreted as good, or it'll be downgraded. And then they'll just move the markets to the upside as they've done every month for the goodness knows how long, 2008. So yeah, just keep an eye on those sorts of things and how you would normally interpret them at the moment, always adding the inflation aspect to it. So anyway, the Dow moving up there, and you can see yesterday another sell-off in the open, but we came back okay, and there's the released news of the martial law in South Korea. Markets moving back up now, as I say, they'll be back above the all-time high, 45,077 shortly. Normal service will be resumed. And in the German DAX, we covered this yesterday, getting through the psychological level of 20,000. The market had no trouble doing this. We'll see this in more detail when we look at the 2-minute chart later, but you can see we're above that now, so it looks like it's going to hold. So a new all-time high made, new all-time high coming this morning, probably in the future session, but 20,045. 21,000 wouldn't be surprising if the market headed that way for the next 3 to 4 months at all, especially when you look at how much it's put on in the last couple of days. Let's just have a quick look here. We go from here to yesterday. It should be 3 days. Let me just check. That's a number of bars. Right, it says 5 there. But it's 700 points. That's the key there. Price to high from those numbers there are. I know why. Because the software hides the Sunday night, but the date's still in there. That's why it says 5 and not the 3-4 that we're looking at there. So yeah, 700 points already in 3 days. So 21,000, not as that is insane as it sounds, is it? So yeah, And it's also broken out of a sideways move, and you can actually, there's an old theory that if you take the sideways move and project it up to the upside, that gives you the distance of where the market's likely to travel. It's also Christmas, Santa rally, and bankers bonuses. In the 30-minute chart, you can see straight from the off we were up, and then that was it. And then we had another look at the new all-time highs that were made in the afternoon and overnight. We've got a new all-time high by the looks of things, unless I'm not looking at this correctly. I am, yeah. So yeah, new all-time high has just been made in the German DAX there overnight. Let's just have a look at that number. Yeah, 2051, another 6 points higher than the daily chart is actually showing there. So yeah, it's adding the points on, let's put it that way. And speaking of all-time highs, is another one that's just been made overnight. S&P all green all the way, Nvidia supporting the market, and there again down at the open, people offloading some stocks, but as soon as that's out of the way, the market's back to the upside. Here's your new all-time high for the S&P, and if we just bring that down, you can see 60.2. And the FT100 is also now staging a comeback to follow the rest of them, just like the DAX did. Didn't do a lot after Trump was elected, and now it's got some momentum. Same here, as we're back to the highs now, where you can see where we had the sell-off. But the market is going to go back to 8477, 8.5, no doubt before Christmas, which is 3 weeks away, isn't it, or 2.5. And there you can see it. Yesterday, bang, straight to the upside. We had a bit of a pullback. We've come back about 50% or 62% there, but the market's finding support and attempting to move higher there. So even the geopolitical arena now isn't affecting prices. They're just being marked up. There's a complete disconnection. And like I say, when there's 3 or 4 major companies, BlackRock and State Street, and the other one I can't remember, but there's 3 of them, and they hold, according to Gerald Celente, hold 80% of stocks. So it's not difficult to control the markets, is it? It's all changed from the days when I first started in 91, when you could rely on the fundamentals and also the markets doing what they were doing. But of course, it's all changed as well. In those days, it was all orders that were via the telephone. And then it all changed to the internet, and then to algorithms, and then high frequency trading. And it's easy just to control. You just write the algorithms to suit what it is, the outcome that you want. So in the US dollar, this sideways, waiting for Powell tonight, and then the NFP numbers on Friday. So a quick look at the metals. And in the metals, you can see that we've come off the 200 MA at the moment. Whether it's going to hold or not, I don't know. It depends on Friday's numbers. I'm just going to draw some fibs in there. We're heading towards 89, 31, 30. You've got to take out this area of resistance to the left as well. And if not, and the 50 EMA, then the markets are going to come back and retest that 200 MA there. And there you can see, allowed to move up yesterday until we got to the London fix, where the market is moved back to the downside again. But they did see some buying coming in there with demand, and the market moving back and taking out yesterday's high, but is under pressure at the moment. And look at the amount of volume that's just come in there as well. So expect lower prices for the next couple of hours. In the gold market, not trading as much, consolidating in a sideways move, being held or supported by the geopolitical arena. There's the paradox, isn't it? Stock markets continue to make all-time highs. Gold is holding its own because of the uncertainty that we're seeing globally. And there yesterday, you can see, again, London fix, wallop. It never ceases to amaze me how many times this happens during the week. It's probably 4 out of 5 days, if not more, over the month. You're probably looking at only 2 or 3 days where this doesn't actually happen. So when people say it's not manipulated, just go and have a look at the London fix at 1:30 to 2:30. But gold up above the DP and the close overnight there. So have a quick look at the gold-silver ratio. And silver making the gains yesterday, bringing the gold-silver ratio down a bit more, but starting to look green overnight. And all it needs is gold to break out to the upside, and those non-farm payrolls to not be favourable. or whatever Powell says tonight, to not be favourable, and then you'll see the gold-silver ratio moving back to the upside there. Right, let's have a look at yesterday's trades. So yesterday the market was sideways to lower, but it didn't take long, did it? So the market opened, put in a potential sell signal there, but the sell side, as I mentioned in yesterday's market alert, wasn't going to be favourable because they wanted to bring the market above that 20,000, and straight away the market moving over 100 points to the upside to the 20,000, which is the red line there. You see it going through, and then prices continuing to move higher. We have a potential sell there. Market comes down, finds support at the 50 EMA, and then drifts sideways. Doesn't have no intention of really going down, and then prices again have another potential sell signal. That fails. The buy signal then also were failing, as well as the market had achieved its goal, and that was getting through the 20,000. And then it was a matter of we've got the backdraft, as it were, as the market just traded sideways, and this one eventually coming down as well and being stopped out. Market comes down to the high 200 MA. Market testing there, and then moving back to the high before we start to see prices consolidate once more. And then we have another sell signal that fails, as the market is then brought back up with the Dow, as you can see there, and then we'll get another buy signal which has just appeared, and prices then moving higher, and this one trying to stay in it for the longer term, but not working out as prices came back, as you'll see on this particular point. So prices then sideways, and then it did move higher after I'd taken the small profits on that trade, and continuing to make a new all-time high. Frustrating at times, to say the least, but then soon giving that back as well, which you can see there. Quick look overnight, and prices are sideways to higher. There's the high of yesterday, but we've already gone through and made a new all-time high, which we've already looked at. You can see there 20,051. The market just needs to go through the high, and we continue the madness. So yeah, let's see what happens during today, and also what happens in South Korea, if it has any effect or impact. I very much doubt it, because nothing is having any effect on the markets, when really they should be a lot lower than what they are. Okay, that's it for this one. Have a great day, and as ever, thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. And with that, I will see you in the next one.